In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this BR425 EMU. When you're ready to begin, climb aboard. Sit in the driver's seat. To activate the control desk, insert the master key. The reverser determines the direction of travel. For now, set it to neutral. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. Take a quick glance at the platform to ensure all is safe before unlocking the doors. Close the doors before departure. Drive a loop of the circuit to get used to the controls. This multiple unit features a combined power brake handle called a master controller. It's currently set in the brake range. Move the handle past the min power position and into the power range to get moving. Now you're moving, apply more power and focus on achieving the required speed. Built between 1999 and 2008 by Bombardier, Siemens and DWA, these units are mainly used for Videocart services. This unit has a power output of over 2,300 kilowatts, 1,150 horsepower, allowing for a maximum speed of 140 kilometers per hour, or 87 miles per hour. BR425 shares a lot of design aspects with the BR423, BR424, and BR426 found on other models in Germany. You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force to bring the train to a gentle stop. Good work. The train has safely come to a stop. Now open the back. Proceed to the next stop unguided and see how you get on. That concludes this training module.
In this training module, you will be learning to drive this Acela Express train, used on Amtrak's flagship high-speed rail service on the Northeast Corridor. You will be driving this train a short distance around the training center and performing passenger operations. When you're ready to begin, climb aboard. Firstly, set this cab to the active one using the Cab Activate button. Sit in the engineer's. The reverser determines the direction of travel and unlocks this control desk. For now, set it to neutral. Now we'll set up the headlights. Regardless of the time of day or weather, all trains must have their headlights on. This train draws power from the overhead lines using a pantograph. Press the pantograph up button. This train is able to tilt above 60 miles an hour to allow for greater passenger comfort when cornering. Unlike some other tilting trains, only the coaches of the Acela Express tilt during cornering, and the power cars remain level. Tilting has to be disabled on some sections of the Northeast Corridor where it cannot be performed safely. Here at the training center, it can be safely enabled. Set the tilting switch to enable. The brake valve cutout needs to be set to passenger to allow for braking to be controlled from this cab. Close the doors before departure. You are now ready to depart. You'll be doing a full circuit of the training center and aim to stop back at this station again afterwards. To efficiently maintain speed, and keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force using the automatic brake. When the Acela Express debuted in America in the year 2000, it was the fastest train in the Americas, reaching speeds of 150 miles per hour, or 240 kilometers an hour. 20 train sets were produced between 1998 and 2001 in a joint venture between the French company Alstom and the Canadian-German manufacturer Bombardier Transportation. Alstom would later go on to purchase Bombardier Transportation, which completed in 2021 for 4.4 billion euros. Although based on Alstom's TGV, the Acela Express has a few key differences to adapt it for operating on the Northeast Corridor. It has been made much heavier to comply with the Federal Railroad Administration's crash test standards, and the ability to tilt was added to cope with sharp curves on this route. Each train set contains two 6,200 HP power cars on each end, with 6 passenger cars between them, with a combined capacity of over 300 passengers. Enable cruise control to allow the locomotive to maintain a set speed. Slow down as you approach the upcoming station. When automatic brakes are applied, the throttle on this train can be used to control the dynamic brakes. Open the doors again to start boarding. Good job. This covers the basics of operating the Acela Express.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this BR-110 locomotive. Built between 1956 and 1969 and originally classified as E10, the BR-110 is a multi-purpose locomotive used primarily for local and regional services. When you're ready to begin, climb aboard. Sit in the driver's seat. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. This locomotive requires the set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. Unlock the brakes with the brake key to allow braking to be controlled from this cab. This locomotive has two types of brakes. You'll be using the driver's brake, which controls brakes on the entire formation. If you were running as a light locomotive, you would use the direct brake, which is quicker to apply but only performs braking on the locomotive. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding. Close the doors before departure. The reverser controls the direction of travel. Now we're ready to depart. Set it to the forward position. Release the brakes and depart the station. The large wheel in the center of the desk is the tap changer, which controls power delivery in the locomotive. Set the tap changer to the power index you need, and the traction motors will gradually apply the set power. The currently selected tap is shown on the dashboard. BR-110 belongs to the Einheit Elektrolokomotive, standardized electric locomotive program. Unlike more modern German locomotives, the The VR110 features scissor double-arm pantographs. The 5 prototype Class E10 locomotives were taken out of service in the late 70s. Of these, 2 were preserved as museum locomotives. You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force using the driver's brake valve to bring the train to a gentle stop. Nice job. The train has safely come to a stop. You can now use the door control to open the passenger doors. Close the doors before departure. Proceed to the next stop unguided and see how you get on. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train. Welcome to Bromsgrove, located in Worcestershire in the West Midlands of England. This station originally opened in 1840 as part of the Birmingham-Gloucester Railway, although it was rebuilt in 1969 and then again in 2016. Shortly after, in 2018, electrification work was completed and this station became a southern terminus for Birmingham's cross-city line. There's a missing route map over there. Let's fix it while you're here. There are more tasks to discover. Be sure to apply route maps, refill the planters, sample the chocolate, and dress the bears. Wait on. The Cross-City Line is a consolidation of different lines built between 1837 and 1885. The oldest section of this line is Duddeston, originally Vauxhall, to Aston, where it was part of the Grand Junction Railway. In the 1970s, work began to join services from the north and south of Birmingham into one line to better serve the city. This involved building a new station at the University of Birmingham and reopening Five-Way Station, which had been closed since 1944. Work was completed in 1978 at a cost of £7.4 million and the Cross-City Line was born. This section, known as Lickey Incline, is the steepest sustained mainline railway incline in Great Britain. It runs for 2 miles at an average gradient of 2.65%. When it first opened, extra banking locomotives would be needed for the climb. Today, all but the heaviest of freight trains can make the climb unassisted. In Birmingham Cross City, you can climb onto one of the most unique modern trains in Britain, delve into dense commuter operations, and explore West Midlands territory, including the famed Lickey Incline. This is Train Sim World, Birmingham Cross City. In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of a Class 323 EMU. During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical driving and passenger operations. When you take a seat in the driver's position, this is where you'll be spending most of your time. To unlock the control desk, insert the master key and set it to on. Now let's get moving. Set the reverser to forward. The train features a combined power and brake controller. Pull the lever towards you to release brakes and get moving. Travel around the circuit and make your way to the next stop where we will practice passenger operations. The British Rail Class 323 is an electric multiple unit passenger train designed by Hunter TPL. 43 train sets were constructed between 1992 and 1995, 26 of which went into operation on the Birmingham Cross City line. These units are known for their distinctive gear change whine when accelerating and braking. This is caused by a gate turn-off thyristor-based inverter. We're now approaching the platform. Apply a small amount of brake force to come to a gentle stop. In normal operation, passenger doors are controlled by the train guard. In this training tutorial, you will operate the doors. Now close the doors. Make your way to the next platform in the circuit unguided. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train. In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this BR-155 locomotive. During this introduction, you'll be covering the critical driving controls and freight operations. Sit in the driver's seat. Set the headlights to indicate that this train... Unlock the brakes with the brake key to allow braking to be controlled from this. The reverser determines the direction. Now we can release the brakes and get ready to move. The large wheel in the center of the desk is the tap changer, which controls power delivery in the locomotive. Set the tap changer to the tap that you need, and the traction motors will gradually apply the set power. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed. Before we can start braking, the tap changer needs to be set back to 0. If you do not, braking will cause a traction lockout. The direct brake is used to apply the brakes only on your locomotive and is faster to apply and release than the driver's brake. If you're only running as a light locomotive, as you are now, it's quicker to use the direct brake. will stop using the direct brake. The freight wagons are behind us. Change direction with the reverser, then change the junction indicated either by walking over to it or using the map. The junction is correctly aligned. You can now couple up to the freight. Approach slowly and stop just before the buffers. This locomotive uses manual hook couplers which will need to be connected. You can couple and uncouple from either an external camera or on foot. Let's connect the formation using the external camera. Return. Nice work. Change direction with the reverser and move the train forward into the indicated siding. come to a stop using the driver's brake valve. You can couple and uncouple from either an external camera or on foot. Uncouple the wagons from on foot this time. Stand up and head outside. That concludes this training module. Welcome to Oldenburg op Bahnhof, located in Lower Saxony, Germany. Oldenburg is located between the port city of Bremen to the east and Groningen in the Netherlands to the west. Oldenburg Hauptbahnhof originally opened in 1879, although this new Art Nouveau building was opened in 1915 after 4 years of construction. There's a missing route map over there. Let's fix it while you're here. There are lots more tasks to discover throughout this route. Make sure to apply all the route maps, restock first aid points, put up posters, and collect statues. Your train has arrived. Let's climb aboard. Sit down in any available seat. This train is a DB BR110, renamed from a Borre E10 in 1968. The railway connection between Bremen and Oldenburg was opened in 1867. The first station was a converted goods shed before being replaced by a neo-Gothic style station in 1879, which itself was replaced in 1915. The Bremen to Oldenburg line runs for 44 kilometers through Lower Saxony and carries a variety of freight and passenger services. On this route, you'll learn how to operate this BR110, the BNR-DZF463 N-Wagen control car, the BR425, and the BR155. Take a trip to the late 2000s and experience frequent regional passenger and heavy freight services. Be in control of classic and modern traction as you traverse through the heart of northern Germany. Electric containers and N-Wagens await. This is Train Sim World Bahnstrecke Bremen-Oldenburg. In this training module, you'll be learning how to operate the Karlsruher Kopf BNR-DZF463 N-Wagen control car. This formation is powered by a BR110 locomotive at the rear of the train, which has already been set up for you. Sit in the driver's seat. Firstly, you'll need to insert the reverser handle. The reverser determines the direction of travel. While you set up the cab, set the reverser to the neutral position. Unlock the brakes with the brake key to allow braking to be controlled. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding. Lock the... The train is now ready to depart. Release the brakes. The throttle in this cab is a sprung ratcheted control. Pushing the lever forward to the run-up position will increase the selected tap in the locomotive and increase power. The hold position will maintain power at the current level. Pulling the lever towards you to the run-down position will decrease the selected tap. Pulling the lever towards you to the off position runs down the tap to 0 and will allow coasting. The throttle will be held in this position. As you cannot see the selected tap in this cab, you'll need to keep a close eye on the ammeter to ensure that you do not overload the traction motors. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. Now, apply some power using the throttle.